I don't like this setup. I really don't like how this looks. It's just messy and gross and I don't like it at all. But this is the only place that has semi-good lighting in my room. So welcome to just the entire view of my room. Hi, it's 2023 Sarah here with new hair. Yes, this video is late. And no, I don't have any good logical excuse other than the fact that I took a week off. I still wanted to recap this past year and I wanted to document it. So pretend it's still 2022, kind of if you want to, but here we go. Hi everyone! If you're new here, my name is Sarah. If you're not new here, my name is still Sarah. So about 3 years ago, I made a video called My Year in Shows or something like that. It was 2019. And I think that video is kind of funny and ironic right now because literally the next year was 2020, obviously. And if y'all know what happened in 2020, historically, it's just kind of funny because in 2019 I was like, this is gonna be awesome, 2020 is gonna be amazing. I did 5 shows in 2019, I'm gonna do more in 20 LOL. I don't think I've done a video like that since, and I want to this year because 2022 has been a whirlwind, if I do say so myself. This year has just been huge for me in my career, and I wanted to talk about it and do a whole review, just document it. Thinking back, the first couple of months was actually pretty rough for me. I was auditioning and submitting for things in like the Orange County's Southern California community theater scene, and I wasn't getting anything, and it was really sad. A lot of my friends were getting cast in shows and being part of shows, and I was just there not booking anything, and it was kind of rough. And I wasn't even professional then. I wasn't even professional then. I was just trying to make it somewhere and get my name out there. But the first show I ended up booking was HMS Pinafore, which is a Gilbert and Sullivan musical. Not even any type of show that I would have seen myself in at all. Gilbert and Sullivan is operetta, is more like a musical theater opera type realm, which is not my scene. I actually got into that show because one of the leads in that show I had worked with previously, and she said, hey, we need people in the ensemble. So I said, I'm down. It was a small cast. It really challenged me vocally. I'm not a vocalist. I don't consider myself a singer. I see myself as an actor, dancer, singer. So singing was not my strong suit, but that really helped push me to realize, hey, you need to get your vocals together. People who would be cast in that show are classically trained, and I'm not at all. So it was very interesting to be part of that show and meet people who are in that realm that I probably would have never met had I not been in that show. But immediately following Pinafore, I did Sister Act, where I played nun ensemble, but she had a name. It was Sister Mary Teresa. She's the oldest nun. The whole bit is that she's just really ancient, which was kind of a shocker to me because I never would have seen myself in that role. When I was first offered the role, I was really confused as to why they chose me to play that role. I'm in my late 20s, and this nun is supposed to be like in her 90s, almost 100s, you know, she's like that. But when the director pitched me the idea of why they cast me, I was kind of on board with it because he was like, I'm really excited to work with you. Do you know who Sister Teresa is? And I was like, I have no idea who that is. And he goes, great. She's 150, and the whole bit is that she's just almost dust. Honestly, at first, I was a little offended that they would see me playing someone super old. When I tried to really show up in the dance call, I was all, I really put myself out there and gave you a lot of energy, and you're casting me as someone who's really old. What is the deal? The direction they were trying to go with her was that she comes on and she appears super frail, but in the dance numbers, she can just go off. And I thought that was really funny. That's a really interesting take on what could be such a character. And that's one thing I really liked about Tyler, who directed the show, is that he really milked as much as he possibly could with every single role. It was also my first time working with a deaf actress in a production, and she is fantastic. Like, she really just made all of us look so bad and she couldn't hear. I really liked playing that role. It challenged me a lot physically and with acting choices, but I love taking on these roles because it's the complete opposite of who I am, and then I can walk out like through the stage door or outside in the lobby and just be like this, and people will just be a little confused as to who I was in the show, and then it'll register like, oh, it was this other person. I love doing stuff like that. I absolutely love it. That was the one thing I liked about playing Dogberry in Much Ado About Nothing, was I had a wig that was like this short, and I had like a 5 o'clock shadow. I just looked very masculine, and I didn't want to cut my hair for the sole purpose of me coming down the stairs at my college with long hair, looking like a total femme. And it was really fun to watch people look at me and go, oh, you're the guy. Ooh, Sister Act was a challenge. It was really tough on me because that was the production that I got COVID. But that was really rough on me because I had never been in a position where I felt like I put everyone in my cast and crew at risk. So the cool thing about this year is that all of these shows that I've been in have overlapped. When I did Pinafore, opening weekend of Pinafore was the first week of rehearsals for Sister Act. And then when I opened Sister Act, it was the first week of rehearsals for the Addams Family. I was cast as an ancestor, specifically the flight attendant ancestor. We had a very large cast. This specific theater company, I love being in their shows, and their summer musicals are usually really big with a bunch of people, and it's so awesome because every single person is so talented and so wonderful and so sweet and so kind and so great to work with. So when I got the email, I was on the verge of tears because I was just so excited to work with all of my friends that summer. Addams Family is so fun. If you ever get a chance to be in a production of Addams Family, freaking do it. Literally any role is so fun. And specifically this one, our director is an actor first. He started out in theater as an actor, and then he did tech, and he does behind the scenes stuff, and he's also a director, and he also teaches at a high school. He's phenomenal. He has a knack for detail. So for the ensemble, he sat us all down and said, hey, this is your, I guess, occupational kind of stereotype ancestor, but I don't want to see stereotypes. I don't want to see just a person in a costume. I want to see real people. Come up with a backstory, and it was just one of those questionnaire type deals that you do when you research a character. So it's like, what's your name? How did you die? How are you related to this family? Basically, what is your deal? That way, when you make choices on stage, it comes from a real place and you look like a three-dimensional character and not just ensemble. I loved doing research on my character. That show was really hard to say goodbye to. Sorry if the lighting suddenly changed. The sun came out to play, so hey there. If I could pick one show this year that I would do again, it would probably be Addams, hands down. So also during the time of me doing Addams Family, I happened to get a call about my first professional production that I've ever done. After opening weekend of Addams Family, I drove up to Northern California to do a regional production of Dogfight. Hold on. That's so wild to me. That still blows my mind that I got paid to do theater. What the heck? And that show was so special. Our entire cast just gelled together so well. It's such a beautiful story. The music is awesome. And I got to understudy a lead. Like, that's so wild. Oh, I also understudied Grandma in the Addams Family. Going back to that. I don't think I'd ever understudied before, like actually understudied. I never needed to go on in Addams or Dogfight, but it was really interesting to understudy. It's a very, very large skill to have if you are able to do it. Wow. It's one of those things where you never thought it would actually happen to you, and when it actually does, it kind of catches you off guard. At least for me, I'm always still shocked that I got to get paid to be in theater and be in a musical with other people who are doing the musical with me. Honestly, I also had this fear that Dogfight was gonna be it. That was the only time I will ever be able to get paid to do a show, and I had to ask myself, if this was it, would I be okay with that? At the time, yes. But also, being part of a regional production, I kind of didn't want it to end. I wanted to keep doing professional shows because that's all I had to do for life. So actually, after Dogfight, I got a week break. I had a week off before I started the next production that I was in, which was at the same theater company, and it was Elf the Musical. I really liked being part of Elf. I really got to be in my element because Dogfight is not a dancey, happy-go-lucky kind of like musical theater-y kind of show. And it was so fun, and it's so campy, and it's holiday, and I got to play Mrs. Claus and Santa in a couple performances. Elf was such a treat. I have no other words other than it was just a treat to be in. I got to make a lot of close friends and find a lot of people who kind of have the same spirit. It's really fun. I don't know how else to describe it, but it was so fun. I also got to do a holiday show where it snows. It was really fun. It's so beautiful, but also getting stuck in snow is not ideal. Well, y'all, it has been a fantastic year for me. I hope it has been for you as well. Let me know some of your accomplishments in the comments, or if you have also done a bunch of shows this year, let me know. What happened? Who were you? What shows were they? Did you have fun? Talk to me in the comments and stuff. Yeah, so the future of this channel. The heck if I know. I've just been vlogging and making whatever kind of video I want this past year. Next year, who even knows? But yeah, subscribe if you want to help me get to 1K. That would be great. Finally. That's all I have for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope 2022 has been great to you, and I hope 2023 will be a whole lot better. And if 2022 was already great, 2023 can be even better. Just keep going, keep living, keep existing, keep doing your thing. That is not going to be my outro anymore. Are you kidding me? Anyway, thanks for hanging out with me, everyone. I'll see you in the next video and the next year. Goodbye!